this is Kate. Welcome to Covert Narcissist 101. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Don't forget to hit the bell so you know when I upload more videos. Today's topic is the narcissist uses the new supply and the new supply's kids. The narcissist uses the new supply and the new supply's kids for this one reason, or at least this one main reason, is to create an illusion of a loving parent, a caring parent. Now, before the relationship ends, they've already, as you eventually find out, they've already started a smear campaign on you where, so many things are wrong with you. And of course, unbeknownst to you, you don't know this is going on. So eventually, the relationship is over. They've, jumped ship, moved on, discarded, or you left. And then this period have you explaining to certain things to some people that don't know, because while you're in the relationship, chances are you weren't talking, you weren't saying anything to anybody. So when you come out, things are not being explained. Things start making sense to some people. Some of the smear campaign things that they're saying about you start showing up. And of course, as you realize in the smear campaign, most of the stuff they say about you, they're actually, they flip it. It's what they are doing in the relationship. So when this happens, you probably see discussions of how you weren't taking care of the children, you weren't hands-on with the children, or you up and go whenever you feel like it. Your friends or whatever are more important to you than the children. So all that would be talked about. And of course, this is what they themselves were doing in a relationship, how they weren't really, a partner or a good spouse, how they weren't really a good parent to your kids. So when this happens, and they're busy talking about all this in the smear campaign, so when the relationship is over, they know that definitely you start talking. You start giving people the true story of what life was, behind the walls that you guys were living in. So to help counter those stories that are they know they're gonna come out, they move on to the new supply. If they end up with a new supply that that have their own children, they end up with those. The new supply that has their own children. So this, you see them doing a show of a loving parent. So you see them. They are going to events with the new supplies kids. They are posting the new supplies kids on social media. They are going shopping with the new supplies kids. Everything is on display. They are going to school events. They are like, from outside looking in, it looks like they are really involved with the new supplies kids. They are active, in the new supplies kids' life. Contrary to what you experienced with their own children, that they weren't there. They might have been there physically, but they weren't there emotionally or in any other way to help with the children. So as they're doing this, the message of you they're trying to send is to counter what they know that you are now telling people of how they really are with, as parents. So when they do all this, what they're trying to tell people is, obviously, these are not my children, but, I'm doing this, and that for, the new supplies kids. So people looking at it would be like, of course, if they are doing this much for the new supplies kids, that means that they had to have gone above and beyond for their own children, So whatever you are saying about telling them about how they might, get up one day and take off with their friends and leave you and the kids or whatever, they'll have people questioning that. They want to put that doubt in people's mind. Like, well, we see that they are doing all this with the new supplies kids. Of course, what you're saying cannot be true. Because if they're doing this with other people's kids, of course, they must have done much more than this with their own children. But of course, you are the one that in there that knows that this is not true. So the narcissist would use the new supply and the kids, the new supplies kids, to project this illusion of a loving parent, because they know the smear campaign that they already had going on with you through the relationship. And after the relationship, that you are obviously now telling your story. You are telling your side of the story. You are telling people exactly what's going on. So to counter that, just like they try to counter them being, bad person or a bad partner by jumping into another relationship to show people, see, somebody loves me. I'm already in another relationship. They do the same thing in that regard, where they're like hanging out with the children. They are all over social media doing things that they never did with their own children. So they do all that to send that message to people, so that people that you talk to, telling them how they are not a good parent, that those people have some kind of doubt, because like, why are they doing all this when you are saying they never did this with the children? So they're going to have like some questions, which is exactly what the narcissist is trying to create, which is exactly what they're doing, what they're putting on the show for. So they'll go out shopping with their new supplies kids, go to things with their new supplies kids. But, they probably do, the only time they do that with their kids is they hands-on with their kids is when they want to take a picture maybe for Instagram or Facebook and whatever. So, but any other stuff, taking care of putting the kids to bed, dressing the kids, they don't have time for that. They're not doing that. They come first. They and them going out or hanging out with their friends or whatever it is they want to do comes first. But when, of course, they want to use the kids as props to show a loving parent, that's when they do this. So when they move on with the new supply and the new supplies kids, and they're actually doing this, of course, this is an act again. This is to show, because like I said, they know that you are definitely talking about what they actually were in the relationship. So to counter that, they send the illusion of a loving parent by spending a whole lot of time doing a whole lot of things that they never done with their own children with the new supplies kids. And all that, like everything else, is an act. Eventually, you obviously will see they will get tired of that. It's all a show. It wasn't supposed to last anyway, but to show people that are now listening to the true story after the relationship ended, they will put on this show with the new supplies kids. Of course, unbeknownst to the new supply and their kids, eventually they find out anyway, that this is all a show. And this is all a show they put out to counter you telling the truth of what it was like, what they were like as a spouse, as a partner, as a parent. All right, guys, get ahead of your mind and everything else will fall into place. Please like, share, subscribe. Take care.